がってこい。我が野望のために。
Kenshiro vs. Krauser.
次に死にたいやつ、前に出ろ。墓石に貴様の名を刻んでやろう。
Saludos people of the internet, this is FlameMDQ and welcome back to Southtown, which has clearly seen better days. But I love those arcade cabinets in the background as decoration, they really give that post-apocalypse vibe. Today I have been blessed with early access to the next DLC character for Fatal Fury City of the Walls. The Man of the Seven Scars, the savior of the end of the century, the strongest man in the world, Kenshiro. Ken for short. Although maybe don't abbreviate a name in this game. And if you still don't know who he is, literally open another YouTube tab and type "Atatatatata." Seriously. First of all, special thanks to SNK for this amazing opportunity. As a content creator, it's an honor to have the franchise that got me into the FFC over me one of my goals, introducing new characters before they release. And even more so when it's Kenshiro, one of the protagonists of one of the most famous anime series out there. You know, for fairly obvious reasons, I never had access to the Hokuto no Ken fighting game, the one we all enjoyed not too long ago at Iwo Japan. But my first time playing something related to this legendary manga anime was on Sega with Hokuto no Ken Shin Sekimatsu Kyuseishu Densetsu. I probably just massacred a few ears with the pronunciation. Well, enough nostalgia. But I better point out something some of you are probably wondering about and others might not know. If the Omaiwa mo Shinderu meme isn't enough of a clue, I should point out that Fist of the North Star is one of the most violent works ever created. So, if you haven't watched the developers' matches, let me warn you that there's only one moment of extreme violence. For all the free data nerds out there, it'll be visible through the game's training tools. But this isn't a guide. It's more of a charter showcase, so I won't be going too deep into it. Let's start with his normals. A unique overhead instead of the universal, +5, the kind that lets you chain in lights afterwards. Some of you already have issues hearing that. His far heavy punch and crouching heavy kick both move him forward a bit. Very useful, especially for those two buttons. His jumping leg kick and jumping leg punch, or as I like to call them, the shot defense killers. Crouching heavy punch into heavy kick, cancel into red blow. Sounds super simple, but trust me, you want to use it. And our first little atatatatata performed with both punch buttons. It's -5, but we can cancel it into special moves. I also want to show these throws. Not only do they look cool, but wow! The forward throw leaves us a little further than shot distance away, which is perfect for doing this. The back throw, however, is absolutely hilarious. It's a full screen +62. Now let's move on to the specials. And don't get scared by how this starts, because it is very, very aggressive. Our first special move is Finger Snap of Emptiness. And yes, just like the movie description says, you don't understand a single word I'm saying. Well, this should scare you. It's a crossover. You have to block in the opposite direction. If it's the light version, block normally. If it's the heavy version, block behind. And if it's the rep, block behind too. It's -2. It's safe. And if you want to use it like a dash with a break, yes, you can do that too. Next we have Hokuto 100 Kick Rush. Maybe 100 kicks is a bit of an exaggeration, but we can feint it and we can break it. And it's -10. Sorry. If it's break, it's -2. Be careful though. The light version is only -5. That one can be punished with a reversal move. See those spark effects? That's Hokuto Shinken, but we are still a little ways away from showing its true power. Now, here's something you should pay close attention to. Hokuto Soaring Split Kick, which is a very cool name for anti-air. And despite the name, it's actually performed with punch. Yes, exactly as you imagine, the punch can be interrupted into additional combo routes. Now here's where the things get interesting. If you use kick with this input, we'll get extreme airflow. This is a very unusual defensive move. Kenshiro performs this flip and becomes projected invulnerable from frame 7 until he starts descending. You'll know the exact moment because you'll see the silhouette. If we use the red version, it's a frame faster and reflect projectile. Although there is another way to deal with zoning. Two-fingered Intercept. It absorbs the next projectile and launches one back at the opponent with greater force. Yes, red version works against red projectiles. I admit the projectile itself is not fast at all, and the move starts on frame 5. But this is one of those moves you'll want to use it in red all the time. This is Celestial Destruction, a close range attack shaped like the Big Dipper. The light version is -3, so yeah, still safe. Meanwhile, the heavy version is +2, and it has a follow-up that knocks down. Finally, in the air we have 7 stars of death, a very classic barrage of punches and kicks. As you can imagine, this move can be difficult to use outside of anti-air confirm. But if you want a realistic scenario, you need to confirm an air-like punch counter. I recommend you use it when you see someone jump and think, but to hit them with this punch before their attack comes out. With that, let's move on to his gear. First up, Hokuto Shinken. 1000 Hat Crushing Face. This one isn't invincible on standard, and it'll probably be your most common combo finisher. But maybe the other option will grab your attention even more. The one that is invincible on startup, or as we call it around here, Wake Up Super, it's Hokuto Shinken, the Fist of Penitence. Yep, that's a picture worth 1,000 punches. But I think I can finally talk about the true power of Hokuto Shinken. And trust me, it's terrifying. How does this mechanic work? What are those little sparks of my opponent? Well, every single time we use a move that spends resources, we mark the opponent. When we use a second move, that move detonates the mark. And what happens if we don't detonate it? Hokuto Shinken is still affecting the opponent, which means that while they are marked, they cannot perform Shu's defense. No, hyper defense doesn't work either. They are completely trapped in block stun under the endless barrage of attacks. Let's try something simple like Reflow. The opponent bounces off the wall and lands right at our feet with a brutal +85 frames advantage. On the ground, it's impossible to continue, but if you hit an airborne opponent, you immediately understand the idea. As for aerial Reflow, the face-splitting fist, well, let's just say gravity gets cut in half long enough for us to continue the beating. Hokuto Shinken allows us to alter the opponent's physics and extend combos in completely different ways. And if you want to be absolutely terrifying, use Shinken on a marked opponent. Yep, they are completely stunned for a moment. We got a free ticket to start a whole new beating. Level 2 Shinken will always stun the opponent, even if they aren't marked. The Shinken can also detonate the mark and allow us to continue the combo. And at level 2, it will stun the opponent as well. Kenshiro always warns. Hokuto Shinken is invincible. Once again, thank you very much for the opportunity to try this chatter and bring him to all of you. I hope you enjoy him when he officially releases very soon, and that you have as much fun as I did exploring the invincible power of Hokuto Shinken. And to close things out with a golden finish, we need the greatest of them all, the original barrel of punches. Behold, Hokuto Shinken!
Hokuto お前はもう死んでいる。
Kenshiro, wait.
悪党に今日を生きる資格はない。